Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen Vlogger City present as we look back at the game with Bournemouth, the old Cherries last night. They nearly popped our cherry, didn't they, last night? I don't know about anything else, about us popping their cherry. They nearly popped ours. I think that's the sort of most pressure we've been under, I think, since the Liverpool game, to be honest with you. Yeah, they played really well. Anyway, more of that in a minute. Yeah, we'll look back at Manchester City versus Bournemouth, the 15th of July, 2020, 6 p.m. kickoff at an empty Etihad. So please join me for that. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button. Where have you been? Tell your friends. Please push that notification so you know these little vlogs are coming out. And please tell your friends, yeah, because I mean, I'm growing steadily, but we could do with a lot more, you know. I feel embarrassed when I look at all the subscribers all these other guys have got, but we're getting there slowly. We're building up. Right, yeah. The lineup, yeah, I wasn't too bad with the lineup. I was at 8 right out of the 11, so that's not too bad. I think I had Zinchenko playing, Sterling playing, and Cancelo playing. I don't know what happened to Cancelo. Is he injured? I'm not too sure. I'm a bit worried about that. Obviously, we'll talk about that a little bit later when Garcia came on, obviously. So yeah, that wasn't bad. Eight players. Yeah, it was a sort of cup team, wasn't it? Sort of cup team with 3 or 4 obviously first teamers in there, but it was more a Carabao Cup team. And it was Pep's 150th Premier League game. So his figures now, including last night: won 111, drawn 18, lost 21. Shocking. I think a few of them this season, I think. Goals for 374, goals against 124. So 250 goals plus for us. So we didn't increase it much last night, did we? I thought we were going to increase it by a few more. Right, on to the game. 5 minutes. Well, there wasn't much before that, was there? I mean, we had the wonderful free kick. We earned the free kick on the edge of the box, and David, all of a sudden, where's he been all these years? I mean, he's been with us 10 years. Why has he not been flying these free kicks in all that time? You know, what's he been doing? So, fantastic free kick. Goalkeeper, no chance. Could you blame the goalie? Probably not. I mean, the wall's where it should be, but it's far enough out that you sort of know the good players are going to get it up and over, aren't they? So goalies have to be sort of middle-ish, don't you? Be alert for the chance of it going in the top corner, but top bins, wasn't it? I mean, hit the bar and went in. You can't ask more than that. I think Fernandinho even had a close a chance, did he? And Bournemouth looked pretty rubbishy, to be honest with you, at the beginning of the game. They weren't that great, and we sort of dominated, but that didn't last for long. By 15-20 minutes, Bournemouth began to put us under a lot of pressure, and there was one chance where Stones did really well, but the defence looked a bit... Otamendi and Stones at the back looked a little bit sparse at times. They seemed to be flooding forward. He didn't seem to have any midfielders coming back to help the defence, etc. 30 minutes, had a great Walker pass to Mendy, didn't we? A fantastic right across the pitch, and he put it into Foden, who had another one of those nights, unfortunately. We'll talk about Phil later on. But again, he put it way over the bar. I think he must have hit it. He wouldn't have even got 2 points for it at rugby, I don't think. He went that far over. I don't think the linesman would have known to give it whether it got over the bar or not. It was massive. It was so far over the bar. It was quite unbelievable. Terrible shot. 33 minutes, again, Bournemouth pressed forward. They weren't frightened, were they? And they had the free kick, and the Otamendi gave away. But, I mean, there was 5 men around that player, and Otamendi just stuck his foot out, and, you know, I think David Silva was ready to pick it up if he'd gone past Otamendi, but, you know, that's Otamendi all over, isn't it? I mean, we shouldn't have really been in that position. And a great free kick, a great save by Addison, but we got a bit of luck, didn't we? We got a bit of luck most of last night, to be honest with you, in defence. We sort of got the little bounces and the rebounds and the blocks, didn't we? So a great save by Addison, and obviously by his hand, by the post, by his head, and by his body, I think, by the end of it. 36 minutes, another one. Otamendi blocked it, didn't he? His thigh, didn't it? And went over the bar. That was a great chance. And then the corner after that, a free header, and he went over the bar by was it Billings? I don't know his name. The guy with the Dwayne Dibley hairstyle. If you've ever watched Red Dwarf, I mean, I have no idea what he's got on his head, that lad. But yeah, he should have done a little bit better, I think. And then on 38 minutes after Bournemouth pressure, yeah, that's what usually happens. A great assist by David Silva, but I mean, Jesus had lots to do, didn't he? And he looked like a striker, didn't he? He looked like a number 9, didn't he? He just took it on, dribbled in. I think he had a dribble later on as well that nearly came off. And what a fantastic goal. I mean, that is a striker's goal. I mean, let's not be fooled, but I mean, you know, that was absolutely fantastic by Jesus. 44 minutes, you had the foul on Jesus, didn't we? And I mean, to me, it was a penalty. I don't see why it wasn't given. Obviously, it wasn't enough to give it. And we'll get onto the other penalty later on. So, certainly of the two penalties claims last night, we should have got one of them at least. I mean, that was, you know, he took his legs. He took Jesus from behind. I mean, I don't know what you have to do to get a penalty. My lad said, well, we played on and the referee didn't give it. I said, well, what difference does that make? I mean, you know, but as I say, they don't usually get called back, unfortunately, because of this stupid system. But again, VAR is becoming more into it, hasn't it? The last 2 or 3 games, it's taking the headlines again, unfortunately. Yeah, half time. So we had a couple of subs straight away, didn't we? Very, very worried subs. Raheem and Garcia for Bernardo and Walker. Bernardo had a great game again. But Garcia at right back. That's what I'm saying. Where was Cancelo? Was he injured? I mean, he had a torrid time, didn't he, as well? I mean, it's bad enough he would have been coming in and playing alongside, you know, in the middle of defence alongside either Stones or Otamendi. They'd gone off, but to put him at right back, I mean, he got skinned a couple of times, didn't he? 59 minutes. I thought they'd scored. I mean, obviously the linesman had flagged for offside, but on replay, when they're checking the VAR, it was tight, and I was a bit worried that it was going to be a heel. You know, Stones' heel was going to play him onside, but we got away with that one. So VAR did a little bit of a favour then, but they did get the old lines out, etc. Did worry a little bit. Usually those things go against us, but in that case it went for us. 63 minutes. And a zip crossing, and Edison came sort of, instead of catching it, he sort of palmed it out, and obviously it fell to Bournemouth, and it was Gundogan who managed to block that one, similar to what Otamendi did early on. We were getting bodies in the way, which is good, but obviously it's a bit worrying because we were coming under a lot of pressure. Shortly after that, we had the subs of Rodri on for Gundogan. To try and tighten it up, but it didn't have the sort of adverse effect, really. It didn't really tighten anything up, did it? Because they had the dander up Bournemouth, and we couldn't get that third, could we, to make it safe. We had the 71 minutes, a ridiculous thing where Mason had given the penalty. And again, is there enough in it to change it? Obviously there was this time, because obviously the VAR said it wasn't a penalty. But I mean, didn't I see an identical penalty for United the other day where he stepped on someone's leg and he got a penalty for it? I mean, that's what happened last night. He went to put his foot down. He couldn't put his foot down because the defender, I don't think, had touched the ball. It was quite close. So put his foot underneath, missed the ball. But obviously, as Jesus was trying to put his foot down to land, he obviously. I don't know if that's not a penalty. I mean, one of those two, either the early one or that one, should have been a penalty. But say VAR didn't see enough saw enough to change the decision in that one, but it didn't see enough to change the decision in the first one. So it's beyond us, isn't it? We don't want to go on about VAR again. So a great chance soon after, another great chance for Jesus, where he sort of burst away on the right. And I think there's a couple of men in the box. I think. But he sort of hit it at pace across the box. I don't think he was shooting. I think it was a pass, but it was just too hard for anyone to get to. And that was another great chance. I don't say it could have been a shot. It could have been a cross. Who knows? 76 minutes. Zinchenko and Mahrez for Jesus and Mendy. 80 minutes, it was more or less sort of Bournemouth and us hanging on, wasn't it? A great chance for Bournemouth, just wide on 80 minutes. 84 minutes, Foden, who obviously, as I said, had a quiet game, went close, didn't he? So close after a quiet game. 88 minutes, a simple goal for Bournemouth, I put it. I mean, we seemed to, you know, when they did break, we just didn't seem to have sort of numbers in midfield, so they were sort of strolling through the midfield, and I don't know. It was a well-taken goal, but it was pretty shocking, pretty poor from City on 88 minutes. We are a little bit tighter. That's the worrying thing on that one. And obviously, 89 minutes. We got a flick by Garcia. When it was in defence, he decided to flick it out, and it just went wide from a Bournemouth player who picked it up on the edge of the box. And Garcia, perhaps he could have turned around and actually wellied it. I'm not too sure, but you don't try fancy back flicks from the edge of your own box, Garcia. So he had a little bit of a struggle. I mean, 6 minutes injury time, there was no guarantees, was there? And yeah, they did come close. A fantastic, brave save by Edison, who came out at a player's feet and blocked it. And again, we got the rub of the green there, where it sort of fell nicely for him to actually get it at the second attempt. But Edison was brave. He come out. Absolutely fantastic. Fortunately, that was about it. There wasn't much else after that, after 92 minutes. I mean, the stats sort of say it all, really. The stats of the game: 78% possession for City, 22 for Bournemouth. City 7 shots, 3 on target. Have you ever known such a poor stat? Apart from perhaps, I don't know, but we even against Liverpool, I'm sure we got better stats than that. I'll have to start keeping a note of these stats, won't I, for my own records next season, perhaps. 7 shots, 3 on target, but Bournemouth 12 shots, 3 on target. That just shows it, doesn't it? Fouls 10 each. I thought we did a few more actually, but there you go. But Bournemouth can be quite physical. And corners 3 for City and 5 for Bournemouth. Yeah, it was hard work, absolutely hard work last night. And all credit to Bournemouth. It's a shame they didn't show some of that fight early in the season, but this just shows you. I mean, we didn't play our strongest team, obviously, but if you come out and have a go and you've got reasonable players, which Bournemouth have, you've got a chance against City. It's as simple as that. And we can't deny that. We're not far from unbeatable, as we know, but that's the first time this season, apart from Anfield, perhaps, where I thought we were under the cosh tremendously. Player ratings, have a look. It's Mr. Brennan again. So Mr. Brennan's back. Edison, his 2 spiralling 70-yard passes to Jesus were a highlight. Yeah, Jesus had an early one, I didn't mention that. I actually lost my stream early door, so I missed that. I'm not a chance to watch the match back again now. And save from Stanislas' free kick was another. Yeah, I didn't mention the block in the second half there, have I? So give Edison an 8. I mean, I'm going to echo that. I'm going to give Edison an 8. I'm down to a basic 6 today, though, as just for turning out, because even though we won, I wasn't overly impressed with the overall performance. So if they get 6, that just means they're okay. They played a standard game. But I'll give it Edison an 8. What he did outstandingly last night for what he had to do. Say, apart from that little spillage, but you can't particularly blame him for that. Kyle Walker roared forward again, but his crossing was not up to scratch. Sound defence. So he'd give Kyle Walker a 6. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. I didn't really notice too much of Kyle last night. John Stones tougher challenge, and the Englandman coped well enough with the threats of Solanke and King. Yeah, he's given him a 6, so I'll give John Stones a 6.5. I thought he played really well. I mean, I saw 1 or 2 mistakes from him. I'm not to Mendy, but not much to... I thought he played all right considering the circumstances. I think I'll give him a 6.5. Benjamin Mendy's gradual rehabilitation takes another step forward, but the crosses aren't working. Yeah, not his greatest game last night, Mendy. He's given him a 6. I'll give him a 6 as well. Fernandinho whistling a shot just wide, snapping into tackles, stroking the ball around. Yeah, he's given him an 8. Yeah, I think Fernand played really, really well. I've only given him a 7.5, but that was a little bit like the old Fernand, wasn't it? It's always a bit like David's been the last few games, where David's sort of had the rejuvenation, hasn't he? At the, well, let's face it, the reaching the end of the careers, obviously now, aren't they, at City? But they seem to have loving it. They're reveling in the facts and enjoying it. Ilkay Gundogan did superbly to hold himself in front of Gosling's shot. Yep, as the Cherries fought back fiercely. His passing was sharp too. 7. He's given Gundogan 7. Yeah, I might give him 6.5. Again, I wasn't as enamoured as Stuart obviously appears to be. Who's this one? David Silva, here we go. Marvellous free kick, a sharp assist for Jesus, and another great pass which led to the overruled penalty. So he's given him a 9 for David Silva. Yeah, I'm going to give him 8.5, so not quite as high as Stuart, but I know Stuart likes to get carried away. But say another fantastic performance from David Silva. Phil Foden, not his greatest night again. Switched from left to right and back again, but this was not his night. The touch was heavy, the radar malfunctioned. He's only given Phil Foden 5, yeah. I wanted to give him a 6, the basic, but I'm going to give Phil a 5.5. He did try. He had one great chance, but he just never seemed to be really in it. I think because David's on the pitch as well, perhaps he's overshadowed a little bit. Gabriel Jesus, really looking sharp with 3 goals in 3 consecutive starts, and lucky to have penalty overturned. So he's given him an 8. Yeah, I can't disagree with an 8 for Gabriel Jesus. Bernardo Silva, another quietish one. Once it started quite well, and then eased off, but his usual shift, that little bit of magic has deserted him from much of this season. Needs a reboot. Bernardo is give 6. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I give Bernardo 5.5. I just don't think he gets the basic. I don't think he gets the minimum last night. I think he was quite poor, to be honest with you. And I love Bernardo to bits, as I say, my namesake. You probably heard me say that before. The subs, Raheem Sterling for Bernardo. He's given him a 6. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with 6. Eric Garcia struggled badly. He's given him a 4. That's a bit harsh. He was asked to play in an odd position in a quite a competitive game, wasn't he? Which isn't an excuse. He has played a few games now. But I'm not going to give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 5.5. But I think Stuart's been a bit mean with a 4 there. I think the 4's a bit... Considering there's a couple of okay things he did, but I say he did get skinned a couple of times, and that one on the touchline where he got skinned, where he got sort of the Bournemouth guy on the left sort of strolled round him and got behind him. Yeah, I can understand Stu giving him a 4, but I'm not going to give him a 4 because of the circumstance. I'm going to give him 5.5. Rodri has given him a 6. Yeah, he wasn't on long, was he? Yeah, I'll give Rodri a 6. And he's not Riyad Mahrez because no time. 76 minutes. I didn't even realise he was playing. But when you got your backs to the wall, unfortunately, I don't think Mahrez is the sort of guy you want to bring on, is he? To be honest with you. Talking points of the games. Yeah, we're getting into. Let's have a look. We've got Watford in the league, haven't we? Watford and Norwich. So I'm not going to say that's the end of the Stones-Otamendi partnership at the back, but as far as competitive games we want to win, it certainly is, I would have thought, coming to the end of the Stones-Otamendi. They did okay last night, I'm not going to quibble. They both made one or two little errors, but they weren't alone in that, to be honest with you. So enjoy it or whatever, because we're not going to see it for much longer, are we? Fernandinho, yeah, as I said, Fernandinho, and David Silva. I'll use the same expression with them too. I mean, the twilight of their careers, and they just performed over and above last night. Obviously, we've seen it from David, haven't we, recently? But obviously, Fernandinho actually stuck. You know, he actually had that little bit more freedom last night, didn't he? And yeah, a little bit like the old Ferner, wasn't it? But I say again, not too many chances to see him, but all credit to him for standing, you know, stepping up to the plate and doing the business for us, at least helping us get another win. Jesus, superb. I mean, I was hard pushed again. He worked so hard off the ball, and you know, but that goal was fantastic. And he had another opportunity, I think, dribbling through in the second half, but he just so nearly came off. But fantastic goal by Jesus. We want to see more of that, don't we? Let's, you know, fingers crossed. And before I finish on this one, yeah, Phil Foden. Yeah, was it because David was there? Was it because David was playing? I'm not too sure. I mean, he just didn't seem as involved. Obviously, not sure he likes playing out there on the wing, to be honest. I don't think it's his favourite thing. And even when he has a couple of shots, I mean, there's one good effort he had, but there's certainly that one that, as I said, cleared. I think if it had been the other end, I think it would have hit the boxes at the back of the third tier. I think it was that high. If it had been at the other stand, obviously it was the family end, so there's only 2 tiers. But yeah, a little bit disappointed from Phil last night. That's one of his lowest marks I'd give him. And yeah, I mean, he's young, isn't he? He's not going to be and he did struggle to get into it. I certainly don't think he won't be starting on Saturday. We'll talk about the Arsenal game when I'm back tomorrow with the preview of the Arsenal game. But I don't think Mr. Foden will be in that starting lineup somehow. But we'll see, won't we? Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Well, I did say 4-1, so obviously I got the one bit right anyway. So so that was all right. I wasn't too bad, but yeah, that was a bit. First half. Played quite well, I thought. City played pretty well. Second half, I thought we were quite abysmal. I think the changes we made didn't help the situation. And all credit to Bournemouth for fighting for the lives. We've got 2 games now, Bournemouth, to save the season, haven't they? I think Watford play West Ham, which might be. So I think they probably want one of them to win rather than a draw. I'm not too sure, because obviously I think 3 points behind, aren't they? So if it ends up as a draw, they'll be 4 points behind. So. And then I know they got a trip to Everton now. They've got a couple of winnable games, I think, a home game, and then they've got the last games away at Everton. If they play like they did last night, and they'll get the rub of the green, because we were lucky. Let's be honest about it. We got the rub of the green last night. We were lucky to get away with a 2-1 win last night. Obviously, we perhaps could have had a penalty, but obviously either way, I think that second penalty, which I thought was a penalty, and he gave it, didn't he? I thought. We didn't have a penalty taker on the pitch, so I was dreading who was going to take it anyway, so we probably would have missed. So, yeah, so let's see how Bournemouth do, but too little too late perhaps on Bournemouth, because they've not had a great season, and it's all right saying they played really well last night, but what about the other 35 games, you know? So, Eddie Howe, you're going to have to do something, aren't they, the last couple of games? Well, they're still favourites to go down, I would have thought. I think we were 1-7 the other day before this game. To get relegated, probably about 1-9, 1-10 now, even shorter perhaps. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please join me, as I said, on Friday the 17th, which is tomorrow as we're recording this, for the preview of the Arsenal game, the FA Cup semi-final. Yes, come on, it's our cup, come on. They had a good result last night, Arsenal. They beat Liverpool. 99 points, did I hear you say? Is that all they can get? Oh, useless. Some teams drop out of all the cups and still can't get over 100 points. Absolutely useless. And on the 17th tomorrow as well, I'm releasing a City Pass, a little moments in time, little Alan Oakes special. So if you like Alan Oakes, just some memories on Alan Oakes tomorrow as well. Of course, we'll be back on Sunday with a review of the Arsenal game, but we'll talk about that on the preview of the Arsenal game. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of City last night. Your player ratings, if you want to put them on there, that'll be great. And what have you got to do with the rest of the day? Have a great one. Oh, please check all my links. Check all my links have been on here. Well, before I just said this, because I'm going to put them on earlier. So please check the links. And obviously, if you're on Facebook, just enter Bernard Deneen and follow me on there, and I'll follow you back on Facebook on there. Obviously, you can check out moviegamenostalgia.com for my rare DVDs, movie posters, and board games. Thumbs up to you. Thanks very much. Super. I'll see you very, very soon. Right, look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. And join me again for another Citizen vlog, past or present, very, very soon. This is Bernard saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye. Up the Blues.